All right, this is Sybert signing into Bamboo Weeds in the top right-hand corner as the green marked of Kane. This is Lamas. In the bottom left-hand corner as the red Steel Talons, this is Bike Rush Owns. Steel Talons versus marked of Kane. This is a matchup that has changed a lot in the last couple of months, and even more so because this is technically an old patch of 1.03. As I'm recording this, as I'm streaming this, it's 1.07. No, it's 1.03 test 107. This map is actually test 104. So this is already old balance. This is already old games. I did not realize that when I decided to do this stream. I did not realize that when I decided to check out these replays, that they were already outdated. So the balance is not 100% indicative of what you will see if you play 1.03 today. But we're going to be checking out these games. At least we know this part of the interaction is all the same, because the desync didn't happen until later. So this Rifleman Awakened Squad engagement has been the same for at least a couple of versions of 1.03. All right, Buggy going to be heading out. Mammoth tanks were wicked, wicked good in early versions of 1.03, and avatars were pretty darn bad. So if we go late game, Marked of Kane may be at a disadvantage. I don't know if that has been fixed in more recent times. So in test 1.07 or in test 107 of 1.03, it could be a little bit fixed. Bike Rush gets a kill on the Buggy there, and it's going to be 5 bikes coming on out from Lamas. Going to be going for the expansion. It feels like a lot of the recent maps have had really short walks to your natural expansion. Like shorter than most, if not all, of the official, the ladder maps on launch. I don't know if that's actually true, but that's how it feels. One Pitbull goes down. MCV already on the move over here for Bike Rush, and he's set up quite nicely there. Bikes coming in, they get the kill on that last Pitbull, and, well, I don't know that they're going to be able to get too many kills on Harvesters. Bike Rush has heavy Harvesters, which have a lot of health, and Bike Rush is usually pretty good at rotating his Harvesters. In this case, they get one Harvester down to about half health, going to be trading out one bike, well, and a Buggy, looks like, but Harvester again pulls to the kind of south side of that war factory. So overall, Bike Rush doing a good job of protecting his Harvesters and focuses down that bike. So it's just one bike left, and that'll pretty much do it for this attack. Back on the Llama side of things, he's got his refinery up and running. Only 3 Harvesters here, so he cut Harvesters to pull that attack off, but in the end, he didn't really get much for it. He's 1 Harvester behind Bike Rush, but he's got his refinery. So these guys are actually probably even on economy. Bike Rush still hasn't grabbed this Tib Spike, so he's a little behind on income. But he's got good Harvester numbers now on his main field, and he's starting to get his natural expansion up and running. So Lamas is actually, I think, in an okay position. He's had 2 Tib Spikes for much longer, so he's had a bit of an income boost. He had to cut Harvesters to pull that attack off, and the attacker didn't do very much, but he should have Defender's advantage if Bike Rush is the one attacking. So he may be able to make up for some lost units from earlier in the game with Defender's advantage. Also, this map, 3 fields per player and relatively short walk to your 3rd field, but no blue Tib. A lot of the community maps, I feel like, really dig the blue field that starts empty and slowly grows, either 1 or 1 per player. And I feel like that's a pretty common feature, but this map does not have it, so we'll have to see. Rifleman squad going for the scout. Pitbull's coming through. Lovely garrison of this building from Lamas, and Bike Rush actually throws down his own foxhole just to get his rifleman a little bit of extra protection. But these rocket squads in this building have been doing absolute work. I think this attack would be a lot more problematic for Lamas if Bike Rush, if he didn't have those units in that building. He went for Secret Shrine. I don't know that he actually got Fast Legs. But, no, he hasn't gotten Fast Legs yet, but he got the Secret Shrine. I'm not sure what his plan is with that. He doesn't... Why doesn't he have any units? I feel like he should have more stuff. Like, his economy has been fine most of this game. He's got 1,200 credits.
Our base is under
He's
attack.
going for tier 2.
Building online.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his plan was with that secret shrine. I just feel like he doesn't have any stuff. Why doesn't he have any? His economy has been fine this whole time. It feels like he should have. Like, look at this. Bike Rush has just got so much more stuff than this guy. He has harvested more of his main field, and Bike Rush has also harvested more of his natural. I guess his harvester numbers are just low. Lamas is... He's been lagging in the harvesters, but... Or maybe he had too many over here. He's transferring too. So he may have actually had 7 on this main field with only 2 refineries, which is why he was harvesting so inefficiently. Huh. Yeah, that might be it. It's just, it feels like maybe 2 minutes into this game, Lamas and Bike Rush were really close to being equal, but then Bike Rush just had, like, infinite more stuff. Oh my gosh, did he just cancel? He canceled cybernetic legs. So we got the kill on the secret shrine. Oh, this is not going well. All of these rocket squads are just getting wiped away by those Wolverines. 2 Wolverines just wiping away all of those rocket squads. That really cuts down the DPS of the army. Yikes. Alright, so Lamas, I assume, now that he's kind of stabilized, is he going tier 3? Oh, that's freaky. The MCV completely disappeared. So yeah, he's going tier 3. If he goes avatars versus mammoth tanks, I think railguns is also cheaper. Oops. Let's see. Railguns is, yeah, it's $3,000 instead of $4,000. So you save $1,000 on railguns, and then he's already got adaptive armor, and I don't know that that's really going to be too crazy necessary right now, but if we start seeing more Awakened squads. That's the thing, is Lamas hasn't really been playing into the EMP angle of Marked of Kane. He is focusing his entire army. He's sold off a refinery over there. He needs to transfer some of these harvesters and try and get a 3rd base up, but yeah, Bike Rush is literally, this is a perfect move by Bike Rush. He's setting up his own expansion, and he's literally body blocking Lamas from setting up his expansion. So this is perhaps the best way to play this. Like, this is great strategic level decision making from Bike Rush. He decides to pull back here. By the way, AP ammo and railguns on this army make it pretty darn powerful. But he's actually going to be giving it up, so it's stealth tank going for a bit of harassment. Bike Rush turns his whole army around, but Bike Rush still has 6 harvesters on this field, so, like, he's okay harvester numbers. Stealth tank gets a kill over here. No tip core missiles, it looks like. And, yeah, he gets a kill there, but Bike Rush is probably actually fine with that. He's got too many harvesters as is. Like, he could transfer harvesters and then maybe even set up a 3rd refinery or something. Oh, he did eventually take that tip spike. Bike Rush's army feels much more powerful. It feels much stronger. This is a great little potential attack. We'll have to see if it actually turns out for Lamas. He might be splitting off too much of his army, and if these Scorpion tanks all get crushed, I don't know what he has back home to defend and try and break Bike Rush's army, but he has no 3rd base. I mean, Bike Rush has harvested both of his fields. He's now killed his opponent's tip spike, which, you know, he was later for capturing his own tip spike, so those probably will equal out eventually. Ooh, nice. Catches a Titan and a Mammoth tank in the middle of the map. That's a good little catch to weaken Bike Rush's army. Bike Rush's control here, not phenomenal. Like, you don't need your entire army. Look at this. These guys are just walking into each other just like goofballs. And he's actually going to leave, it looks like, 1 Scorpion tank back here to kill that tip spike. So that's a little bit unfortunate for Bike Rush. Definitely some mistakes made, but it still feels like Bike Rush has such a more powerful army. And part of that is Lamas' slower uptick on the economy early game, it feels like. And then this 3rd refinery, this 3rd base is so much later for Lamas. And goodbye tip spike eventually. It's going to take a long time. Hopefully he doesn't Q that, hit Q and pull that tank over. Oh, Vertigo Bombers! I love Vertigo Bombers as an option for defeating armies, but in this case, you need more successful bombing runs than this. Gosh! Oh my, how much money did he just spend on those Vertigos and got almost nothing with it? Vertigos are 1,800 credits, so he lost 2 of them right out of the gate, basically doing nothing. Oh, cleans up a couple of Harvesters. This is great. A couple of Tibcore stealth tanks in the back. Now, it would be nice if Bike Rush wasn't wasting the entire main and natural of Llamas. Like, this is just not even fair, this army comparison between Bike Rush and Llamas. But again, it feels like that match should have been a lot closer production-wise and army-wise, but yeah. I mean, this is a great move by Llamas. Like, we've seen heroic stealth tanks win games in the past. I don't think this is going to be one of those games. Like, I think Bike Rush can literally kill all of his opponent's buildings before Llamas can even kill, like, 2 more Harvesters. Yeah, and then Pitbull, and... Alright, yeah, Llamas has been defeated. I don't know, halfway through that game, it, you know, was pretty close to over, but, yeah, I don't know, it feels like they should have been more even, but Llamas was just trailing in economy the whole time, and I mean, you saw that he was floating, like, 1 to 2K, which isn't terrible. Like, it's better to spend the money than to have 1 to 2K sitting in your bank, but it's not terrible. It's not like me where you float 10 to 20K because you built too many refineries and harvesters for the production facilities that you have. But, yeah. Alright, it felt like that should have been closer, but it ended up not being close, and I think, yeah, units grab at the end here is really gonna tell a story of depression for Llamas. Alright, that was game 1. Was it? I don't know. It might have been game 1 in this series. We'll find out. We're just going to go to Badlands. So 1229, 1242, 1245. So if this is a series, then this might be a short game, but this might also be replays from different people. So it's Llamas, Traveler 59, Bike Rush, GDI. So on the left side, it's Traveler 59, Llamas, down 01. And in the top right-hand corner, as GDI, it's Bike Rush owns. So if this is a best of 3, which I don't know anything about these replays, but, yeah, part of it is the infantry, right? He had that, like, little infantry that he was trying to get out, all those rocket squads, and they just got shredded by the Wolverines. Someone in chat was saying that, and that is definitely a good point, is, like, Llamas had a number of engagements that went very poor in terms of efficiency. So he was spending cash building units and not really getting any value from those units. Alright, refinery is up. Oh, look at this. Hey, boys! Are you guys ready? Are you ready for the descent train coming to town? Choo-choo! Get your conductor hats. We are ready for the slaughter. Okay, real quick. Let's see Bike Rush's vision. Alright, so he's got 2 squads. He went 3 scouting squads, right? One of them got stopped, and he's, like,
canceled.
You should have refineries, right?
Structure sold. Enemy base sighted. Construction complete. New
But when you don't,
options.
it's kind of telling. Oh, is he going to grab that structure? I was just getting a phone call, so I was muting that.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, this
Structure
is
sold.
interpolated 60 FPS streaming. Okay, so Bike Rush definitely knows that it's coming now. What is his response going to be? Oh, he was already going APCs. You guys may have heard the sound cue earlier. 3 APCs with riflemen's. This feels like almost an under-response, but with mines, this might actually be enough. Yeah, okay, so he mines the field really early. And by really early, I mean it's not that early. But he mines the field right out of the gate. They do catch a couple of these descents, and he's just going to bum rush and go for the overwhelm. But, oh no, what a slaughter! Oh no! No, Llamas! Oh my gosh! Oh, that went so poorly. Oh my gosh! That went so poorly. That was so bad. Oh, that was so bad. All right, 3 riflemen inside of APCs. It is a very viable strategy. Oh my gosh, that went so bad. All right, units tab, real quick. Yeah, huge spike for Llamas, and then huge crash. Well played. 2 minutes, 23 seconds. I don't even think that's a 1.03 game. That is just... That's just you tried to sit rush Bike Rush and he sees it. he had a sense about it, right? So, because he had the 3 squads. Now, some players, when they get really anti-scouted really well, then they know something's up. But he didn't get anti-scouted pretty well. But, like, so your refinery, right? Your first refinery is going to be somewhere in this range. And as soon as Bike Rush's rifleman comes along here and then sees no harvesters on the field and no refinery, because at that point, you know, you should have a refinery, you should have a war factory in normal timing. So he knows something's up, and that's whenever he queues up those APCs. But, like, I guess Llamas maybe more anti-scouts, because he goes 1, 2, and he sends them both south. And then, yeah, he goes, yeah, no more buzzers queued up. So then he goes descents and fast legs, and all of his cash is being spent there. He sells the MCV eventually, but no scouts in the north. So yeah, he anti-scouted in the south. I don't know if this was just a bad call, or if he legitimately thought that Bike Rush was only going to scout in one direction. But Bike Rush has 3 scouting squads, so by right now, Bike Rush knows that something is up. And then it's actually triple portal, and there's the sell of the MCV, so he gets the 1,500 credits cash. And he's got another buzzer, but of course at this point it doesn't matter. And Bike Rush is already transitioning into the APCs. So, like, he knows that this is coming. And yeah, I guess the play is more anti-scouts. Like, this can't be seen. Because if it's seen, it just goes like this. Or you're either hoping for one of 2 things. You're either hoping your opponent doesn't know that it's coming, or they control really badly, but you can never count on them controlling really badly. So, yeah. I think it was just like those anti-scouts. I don't know, maybe this build literally will never work anymore. Because, I mean, if you think back, I don't know, 2013, 2014, descent rushes worked 50% of the time. They, like, ended the game. Maybe not literally 50%, but a good portion of the game time, they literally ended the game. And then, other than that, you could get good damage with them. You could do decent damage with a descent rush early on. So maybe it's just this is like the meta has changed too much, and descent rushes are 100% out, and you should never descent rush for, like, more than 3 descent or 4 descent squads. But either that or you got to go, like, more anti-scout, because, like, they can't... Oh my gosh, this map is so bright. This is a really bright map. This is also using the Red Alert 3 grass tile set. Llamas... Oh, wait, what is this? This is another game. Is this a best of 5? Marked of Kane, GDI. Alright, so as the green Marked of Kane, this is Llamas. As the red GDI, this is Bike Rush owns. This map is blinding. Golden Hour, I love the idea, you know, a lovely sunset-type map. If you guys are not familiar, Golden Hour is the period of time, roughly 1 hour before the sun sets, when the light gets all yellowy and golden. I don't know how common that is, because in some groups, in some circles, you know, everyone knows what that term is, and it's a very common term, and then other people, like, may have never heard that before, so I don't know what the vibe is. Do people know what Golden Hour is? Anyways, man, this is intensely bright Tiberium. But, intensely bright. A couple of rocket squads. So Llamas seems to be a little bit worried about Bike Rush trying something sneaky, or he's going for a 3 rocket squad named Marked of Kane Militant Rocket. Missing. Is that a 1.03 bug? Something got disconnected? That's weird. Scouting buggy. Bike Rush going harvesters. So, harvesters for Bike Rush, and Llamas built 3 rocket squads because he's worried about something. We got a Wreckoner rush? We got a Wreckoner rush, boys. Llamas is trying all of the cheese. Did he do this wrong? He's strapped for cash. Is it like... Does this build... Is this timing right? Are you supposed to lose...
The reckoning has come.
Your Wreckoner isn't delayed, right?
Unit under attack.
That's not right. Your Wreckoner shouldn't be delayed with this build. Is he going flame, rockets? Alright, so Bike Rush does not know about this, but he will know about it pretty soon. He's got this rifleman doing a little bit of scouting. Okay, so he sees one Wreckoner, he sees the other Wreckoner, and that is that. So, yeah, flame... Oh, no. I forgot. He's Marked of Kane, so he's got Tib Troopers and a rocket squad, and then 2 rocket squads. This isn't a good build, right? Like, when you do a cheese, when you do a rush, the timings have to be crisp, it has to be precise, you need everything dialed down to, like, the second. But this feels sloppy. Like, this feels late, it feels ill-conceived because he's got Tib Troopers inside of one of these, and he just deployed. This is a terrible spot to deploy. Yikes. This is a big oof moment for Llamas. He doesn't evac. Alright. GG, boys. Good luck next time. Did he mess this build up, or is this how this build actually works? No, YouTube is not messed up colors and brightness. It looks like this in-game. Like, I'm looking at it. It is intensely bright on this map. Well, not, like, intensely bright. It's not like it's overexposed. It's like, it's a brighter map than most. Like, the lighting settings on this map are brighter than most. Which, hey, you know, it's totally fine to have lighting settings on a map be different. You know, not have everything be the same, like, dramatic, moody, dark lighting. Like, that's totally fine. It's just, it's very bright and very saturated, this particular map. Good amount of blue Tiberium growth. Man, that, like, the blue and the green and, like, all the colors are very intense on this map. I don't know what Llamas' follow-up plan for this is. Alright, I'm genuinely curious because of how this build was executed. Someone who plays more Kane's Wrath than me, specifically someone who knows Wreckoner rushes, they don't time out like that, right? Let me know in the comments, but I'm 99% sure that you're not supposed to, your first Wreckoner is not supposed to be delayed like that. Bike Rush scouts, or scans, doing, I don't know, like hammerheads or orcas as a follow-up. It's 2 base versus 1... Llamas is going, I guess, cybernetic legs as the follow-up. I don't know that he has the cash to warrant this. I don't know why this game is still going on. I guess maybe Llamas pulls something out really amazing. This is one of those big contested third field maps. I like the layout of this map. I don't know how it'll play out in actual games, but we got the little blue field down here. Then we've got the big green field over here. And we got an extra little tib spike in the corner. I kind of like the way this map is laid out. I really dig it. It's got a lovely little layout. So he's going hammerheads. Oh my gosh, Bike Rush has so many harvesters. Like an eco boom build. But man, I wish we had like a unit counter or something, because for Bike Rush it would say 1 million as the units, and for Llamas it would say like 6, because Bike Rush has everything and Llamas has virtually nothing. He does have 4 harvesters on his natural expansion, baby. 4 harvesters, and 4 harvesters back home. Oh my gosh, Juggernauts are out for Bike Rush. He's going double War Factory. His MCV is caught up on the Harvesters because they're doing the little Harvester dance. But, you know, other than that... Oh gosh, this is disgusting. This engagement, this is a violation of the Geneva Convention. Hey, Tier 2! We're into Tier 2. Ooh, these refinery placements. Woof. He's got literally no vehicles, no armor, other than... Oh, no, he's got these 2 buggies, other than harvesters. against Hammerhead sniper teams, Juggernauts. I mean, yeah, you need a couple of extra sniper teams to kill the infantry slightly faster than your APMO watchtowers and APCs will, and Hammerheads will already do. Lamos going for the scout sacrifices basically his entire mechanized division. Lovely EMP there in a different game. That would be a lovely set of EMPs. Locks down the War Factory, locks down a little group of APCs. Again, in a different game, that would be a lovely EMP. But there is not a contest here. Bike Rush is just mining the tip field. Another lovely EMP, again, locking down like 4 or 5 APCs. Again, in theory, it would be lovely, but... Zoop, 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 boys! This attack is not streets ahead. This is... Or this defense is not streets ahead. This attack is streets ahead, but... Yeah, this is just nothing. I'm guessing this was a best of 5, and that's why Lamas is here in game number 3. Obelisk, again, in a different game. An Obelisk, some great EMPs. Maybe some units also. Would have really made this a different game, but... Alright, Wreckoner Rush. I'm genuinely curious. Like, Lamas messed up that Wreckoner Rush, right? I'm going to scroll back through the comments a little bit. YouTube seems to be working fine for me, like in the little preview window. It's updating fine, and other people seem to be having it be fine. Alright, so Morgan says he messed up the build 100%. That's what I was thinking. I was like, Reckoners... Yeah. Yeah, it's the rockets, right? The 3 rockets that early, like before your second harvester? That's too much. That's too much cash, right? Waff the Wolf. What's up, baby? $250 on the sell-off. The sound and the video aren't synchronized. That may be. There's a delay with the 60 FPS interpolation, and I did some local testing, but I haven't done any long-term sound testing. And I wasn't very precise in my local testing. I basically just clicked buttons, and then I adjusted the audio delay so that it looked correct, but I wasn't very precise with it. Oh, thank you very much, Adriana Lockhart. That was a very nice comment. Yeah, yep. So, he messed up the Wreckoner Rush. That Wreckoner Rush either needs to be tweaked, or that's just a bad version of the Wreckoner Rush. Alright, let's check out Tournament Undergrounds. Who is this? Hey, Green Zero and Bike Rush. So it's Skrin versus Steel Talons. On the right side of Tournament Undergrounds, close by air, it's Green Zero. Is he going to go Orca Rush? And as the red Skrin on the left side, this is Bike Rush owns. Yeah, the 2 harvesters before the Reckoner, but then also, I'm assuming the 2 harvesters before... Because normally it's like op center with 1 Reckoner. But when you do the rockets that early, and then you're low on cash, so then... And the harvester, the refinery placement may have also been weird. Yeah. Where you can find the latest 1.03 pack, I think it's cgf-uploads.com? .net? What is it? cgf-uploads.net. So you download Command Post, and that's how you get it. Tournament Undergrounds, again, it's kind of close by air. Actually, no, it's basically the same distance, but you do have close spawns, and because air can easily fly over the Tiberium and all of this water, you can do some orca rushes on this map, and, you know, you could do some decently successful air rushes. But this is just a relatively close by spawns map anyways. Bike Rush going for the Tib Spike. Battle of the century right here. Oh, he holds position to get the kill on the Rifleman squad. He goes for the stealth, the hold position stealth move. It's a pro strategy right there. Right into Harvesters. Nothing crazy aggressive from Bike Rush. He might be going... No, he's not going fast tier 2, so he's not going into... what is the thing that charges up? Devourer tanks. He's not going dev tanks. And Green Zero's doing the exact same thing. Did he get an eye on this? Oh, can't check vision because their MCVs are moving. That's right. I'm not sure if Green Zero saw Bike Rush's timing on that MCV, and then he decided to go ahead and move his MCV himself, but their natural expansion timing's very similar, and these guys are just having a bit of a gentleman's agreement to not attack one another. So Bike Rush gets the Tib Spike early. Lovely Titan heading out through the middle of the map in 1 MRT. Bike Rush is going for the Scout with the Buzzer Squad. And we'll see, will this Titan get any kills? Leave your bets in the comments as to whether or not this Titan will get any crushes. Never mind, he's not even heading for the Tib field. Oh well. No, he is now. Ooh, he leaves the MRT for dead. He says, goodbye, MRT. I don't love you anymore. You're dead to me. And you're dead literally, so you're dead in both ways. Huh, descent follow-up for Bike Rush, and it's descents into the very north of the map. Oh, there's another Tib Spike. The glass floor. So I think if they go late game, Steel Talons probably has a pretty solid chance against Skren. Because tripods are better, but mammoth tanks and railguns are better, so... I'm guessing it kind of will even out, but we may not actually see epic units, even if we go super late game. So Bike Rush, with all these descents... Oh, he gets an eye on the orcas, so he knows that they're coming, and he's going to maybe get this one harvester. Green Zero hasn't pulled it back early, but these aren't fast leg descents, so he may actually still be fine. Any Wolverines? One Wolverine and 2 Titans. This could go poorly. We'll have to see. Titan's going for a little bit of crush of those descents. Orcas are over here. No, nope, there's a plasma missile battery. Okay, so this is pretty well locked down by Bike Rush, and not necessarily going to go very well for Green Zero. He still can get a lot of use out of these orcas, but I think Bike Rush may have seen it a little too early for what Green Zero was hoping. I don't think Green Zero really took any damage from that, though, so... Lightning Spike, just being annoying there. Random Wolverine hanging out up there. Oh, the Orca's coming in. They get 1 Harvester. They don't get a second Harvester. 4 Plasma Missile Batteries. 1 per Orca. I mean, he had already lost the airfield, and if he didn't want to rebuild the airfield, then you may as well burn the Orcas anyways. He gets one harvester for them, and that's, you know, okay, but losing all of the orcas is not a great investment overall. This is just so much stuff from Bike Rush. So Bike Rush harvested the first field more quickly. The natural expansion harvest level looks pretty similar. But Bike Rush just has so much more stuff, and part of that is, you know, Storm Riders aren't countered by Titans. But yeah, the ground army can't really stand up to the Titans. Pit Bulls as the follow-up. Lightning Spike getting blocked off by the Tib Silo. Always annoying. But delaying this natural expansion economy. Oh, Storm Riders, they're going to get chased away by the Pit Bulls. Tanky Storm Riders chased away by the Pit Bulls and the AA battery. Look at that Storm Rider. Still survived after all that damage. Bike Rush up to tier 3. He's going more descents. I don't know, this feels like this may have worked, but you can't keep playing the same card. Third base, going to be up and running for Bike Rush relatively soon. So Bike Rush feels ahead on economy. He harvested his main field faster. He's harvesting his natural expansion faster. He's killed more harvesters overall, I believe. He got his tier 3 up more quickly. And yeah, I think Green Zero is realizing like, oh dang, he's got tier 3 and tripods in the middle of the map, and I am on my way to my third base. And yeah, no static D. Well, now some static D. But the static D was all down here with those Pit Bulls earlier. So it's totally open for the... Oh, dang, these Pit Bulls going to be catching out those blue Tib harvesters. And he's going to get both of them if he wants to. He may have to commit a little bit to get it, but yeah, he gets both of them. Loses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pit Bulls for it. Loses 5 Pit Bulls for the joy of killing those 2 harvesters. I don't know that that was worth it. There's the scan. And yeah, this is where Green Zero realizes, oh shoot, he's tier 3. He's killed a decent number of harvesters. And his third field is up so much faster than mine. I got 2 refineries, 3 harvesters, 4 Bike Rush. Oh, dang. This army, boys. Force field generators. How much does that actually cost? 3 grand, okay. So that's actually the same cost as railguns. Zip, zip. That's dope that they stuck like a galaxy graphic in there. Has that always been there? Have I just never noticed? I thought it was just a black orb at the top of the rift generator. Which, I mean, the rift generator is like opening a portal to space or something, so it makes sense. But is that an add-in? Yikes. I genuinely don't know exactly where it went wrong for Green Zero. It feels like this was death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? It doesn't feel like Green Zero made a critical mistake that was just he stumbled and fell right on his face. It feels like there were just, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 things that Bike Rush did a little bit better. Like, why was it that Bike Rush harvested his main field quicker? I wasn't paying that close of attention to the harvester counts early on, but maybe Bike Rush had a little bit better of a harvester ratio on that main field, and that got him, like, you know, 3% ahead, and then he's just been able to steamroll or snowball that. Although giving away these Storm Riders isn't great. He's already got a lot of value for these Storm Riders, and my gosh, they're so tanky. Low power mode as well. He's going to not get that harvester, so that's nice for Green Zero. He doesn't lose that harvester. I guess Green Zero is still in this, right? Wormhole? Wah, wah. I think we just missed an MCV cap. Oh, yikes. Yeah, I think we just missed an MCV cap. Well, that was a quick end for Green Zero. And, yeah, Bike Rush was literally just ahead the entire time. Like, that's just it. He was just ahead by so much. Six City. Steel Talons and Scrim. Aw. Some nice comments from folks. Thank you all very much for tuning in to this casual watch some games and talk about them. Bike Rush won that. And I hope you guys are all enjoying the 1080p 60 live stream. It seems to be working pretty well. Like, I don't think I've had any major drop frame problems. Let's see. Yee. Oh, no, we've dropped 10 frames over the course of this interpolation. Is this more fun than Red Alert 3? It depends on what you like in a game. It also depends on if Red Alert 3's design aesthetic throws you off too much. If so, then, you know, it can be problematic. Alright, in the bottom right-hand corner as the red screen, it's Bike Rush owns. In the top left-hand corner as the blue Steel Talons, this is Green Zero. Playing those Steel Talons, you know, he's finally got a viable faction to play. There are 2 tib spikes on this map. Six City. Got a little... The mini-map kind of makes like an S with the roads. And then... I don't know if there's a C that you can construct out of those other letters, but... Okay, 10 frames dropped over the course of... We've been live for almost an hour, so I feel like 10 frames... dropped over an hour. That's okay. That's an acceptable rate. I still want to tweak the quality settings a little bit, but this is just the first test stream, so... Fairly standard openers from these guys. Now, of course, Bike Rush went lots of descents over here on the right side of the map. He's left one descent pack there. I don't know if Bike Rush is hoping to catch maybe a harvester over there on the right side. Yeah. Oh, we get to see that he's killing the bridge. Huh, that's funny. Bike Rush is killing the bridge so that Green Zero can't get the blue tip. Oh my gosh, he's almost killed the bridge. Is he going to try and bait? What is this build? Is he going to try and bait something across the bridge and then destroy it just as he crosses, which also will... No, he destroyed the bridge. Okay, so he's cutting off his own sign of retreat, which bridge segments are so weird because I think this technically counts as an impassable terrain, even though, like, visually it looks fine. Oh, he totally caught him unawares. And he called in the buzzer hives. Oh no. No harvesters are going to die. One harvester died. I thought no harvesters were going to die, but he sold the refinery. So now he's going to have just harvesters lined up for days waiting to refine that Tiberium. 5 harvesters, 2 refineries. So that wasn't that successful of an attack in theory, right? He only killed the 1 harvester, but because he forced the sell-off of that refinery, that has put Green Zero so much further behind than it would have otherwise. Double portal follow-up with more descents. He could also go tier 2 for a stasis to lock down any units that he doesn't want to have to fight with right at that moment. MRT going for the scout. Looks like a rifleman squad inside of that MRT, and he is going to, he's actually going to really draw out, oh, photon cannon, never mind. Goodbye, MRT. Yeah, I was going to say, he's really drawing out those descents. That was nice by Green Zero, but, dang, son. This is, this is rough. So, Bike Rush is getting his own blue Tiberium, having cut off the bridge for Green Zero's blue Tiberium. And Green Zero's just in, like, damage control. He's in damage control mode. He's just trying to salvage this situation. And this is the trouble with this kind of a build, is you hit them in one place and then you hit them in another place. And in this case, Green Zero is actually dealing with it pretty fine. Those descents, like, they lose their viability over time. Once the watchtowers and the Wolverines are up. But in this case, you know, he's following it up with dev tanks. He's following it up with gunwalkers. There's our tier 2. Could even get attenuated force fields or just use it for a little, what is it, stasis chamber lockdown? Yeah. Oh no, is that literally? I thought it was then on the nerve center. Is it only the stasis chamber? I thought with vanilla scrin it was the nerve. Oh, these dev tanks are going to eat up those Wolverines. One Wolverine down. I don't know that this is a good angle of engagement for Green Zero. This seems like he's just giving away units. And that last Wolverine, the one on low health, does survive for just a little while longer. This is mean. This is a mean move by Bike Rush Owns. Stealing your opponent's blue Tiberium. Alright, so Green Zero, he's got a decent number of Titans, decent number of Wolverines. He's fixed his economy from earlier in the game. He's rocking and rolling in that sense. The only way that he's really behind is like he's losing out on that blue Tiberium, and then he had the slower start at the beginning. But other than that, like, he's done a really good job of stabilizing, and he's transitioned well. He's got his, you know, natural expansion up and running. I assume he's about to transfer harvesters, which will fix his ratios and make him pretty solid there. Titans potentially going for some crushes. Wolverines here. Tripods are already out, though. And Green Zero's Titans are... they're getting split up. He's not attacking anywhere. He's just walking around. I don't know... what was that attack? Some of his units died over here. Some of his units died here. Some of them died there. I don't know what that attack was. He had decent numbers, but then he just really committed and went really deep for some reason. I don't know why he walked in so far like that. That was weird. Alright, so he's up to mammoth tanks. We've got railguns almost certainly on the way. And look at these harvesters and refineries worrying away. So he needs to play really well defensively. He needs to basically just eat up this army, just grind down this Scrin army. I don't know if you can meet this one out in the field. I think you have to fight under your base defenses. Oh, if he loses these two mammoth tanks, that's it, right? Like, he has nothing else to defend with, so... yep, these two mammoth tanks, and that is it. You can draw out... if you can draw out your defense, then you can become more efficient over time. But if you can't draw out the defense in this situation, you just have no hope. And that is it. Green Zero has been defeated. So Bike Rush is in the UK and Green Zero is in Australia, and it looks like they played these games on the Command Post VPN service, like whatever that network replacement in Command Post is. So I wonder if they get better ping through here, through the Command Post VPN, because they are over quite a distance. I don't know what the lag is like when these guys play. Tournament LA. So continuing down the list. Green Zero GDI, Bike Rush Scrin. So we're kicking in LA with the statue of Brother Somebody. In the north is the red Scrin, it's Bike Rush Owns. In the south as the yellow GDI, it's Green Zero. Which, if this is the best of 5, then this will be the last game that Green Zero gets without winning some. So he's down 0-2. Having some setbacks kind of early on, and then not able to successfully recover in those first couple of games. But we'll see what's going on in Tournament LA. I love that people include expansion ports on the maps. Nobody ever captures them, but I love that they get included. A little love for the expansion port. Burger Kong and some kind of chicken restaurant. Is this a diner or is this like a fried chicken place? Because it's got the egg almost like it's a diner. Like it's a breakfast, lunch kind of place. Is that supposed to be a Chinese theater? Is that what that is? Is that Grauman's Chinese Theater? Alright, things are looking pretty standard from these guys. Pretty normal eco openings from them. And I mean, Bike Rush has definitely been playing aggressive, but not like wild aggressive. We haven't seen, you know, 2 War Factory MCV sell all-ins kind of stuff. He's been playing like standard with an aggressive option. Again, another short walk to the natural expansion on this map. Bike Rush is going to attempt to steal the blue Tiberium. Green Zero is not, at least not just yet. 4 harvesters, 2 refineries for Green Zero. 3 harvesters, 2 refinery. Oh no, this is the 4th harvester there for Bike Rush. So, a couple of seeker tanks going to be guarding that harvester. And then natural expansion's going to be pretty similar for these guys. We'll have to see if there's any kind of divergence from here. Nerve center and into a refinery. So it's tech up for Bike Rush, eco for Green Zero. Now, with that nerve center placement, he's definitely placed it far back, which may keep it from being scouted.
Harvester under attack.
He's got 2 scouts. He's got the pit bull. No, he sees the nerve center, so he knows.
Our base is
Green Zero is aware.
unit under attack.
He's going to lose the harvester. Does he only have 1 predator tank? He just got bopped. He has literally nothing. Like, Green Zero is better than this. He just got bopped. What a miserable opening for that natural expansion. Wow. Wow, that sucks so much. Gets the nerve center to call in the lightning spike, and that's it. It's just over. Alright, so Green Zero, can he pull this back? There's the refinery up and running. Yeah, so refineries are 2,500 in 1.03, so you save 500 credits on the refinery every time you're building them. So, you know, with 3 refineries, well, 4, you know, you've saved $2 grand over where you would be in 1.02 or 1.02 plus. So you've got that going for you. Like, losing a refinery is not as big of a deal as it was in previous versions. And he's still got 6 harvesters on this field. There are enough watchtowers and riflemen and harvesters that these descents aren't going to be a problem. Bike Rush continues to steal that blue Tiberium, completely uncontested. And this is a great follow-up into Storm Riders. Let's again check Green Zero's vision.
Cancelled.
So he has not seen these. He, of course, saw the Tier 2. I mean, he saw the Lightning Spike also. He knows that it's a possibility, but I don't know that he actually is aware actively. So a couple of pit bulls are here. There's the command post. He has not queued an anti-air turret, so there are the Storm Riders in the middle of the map. Green Zero shows up here to grab the blue Tiberium, and he's like, hey, where's all the blue Tiberium? Harvester taking a little bit of damage. Oh, it's going to actually go down. Oh, no, he turns around. He lets it live. Goodbye, Harvester. All of the Harvesters transfer over to the natural expansion. And Bike Rush hasn't gotten any, like, roaring economy up and running at his own natural, so he's not running away in terms of economy. And Green Zero is going to harvest this field out so quickly. Going to have a lot of parking lots in front of his refineries, but he's going to have a lot of cash. Transitioned into pit bulls. There's the tier 3. Once again, Bike Rush spreading out his tech buildings kind of to the edges of his build radius to, I assume, avoid them being detected. I think the pit bulls are going to see this pretty easily, though, but pit bulls versus gunwalkers, the dev tank being the big powerhouse in this engagement, and one gunwalker dies, but the pit bulls escape, at least for now. Storm Riders show up, but of course Green Zero had that command post back there a while ago, and gets a harvester. It's definitely frustrating to lose a harvester, but it's not the end of the world for Green Zero. Another harvester transferring over, and Green Zero is not going for this as his third field. He's actually going to drive all the way back and go for this as his third field. Another rift generator out for Bike Rush owns. So that's how Bike Rush is feeling about this game. He's obviously feeling very confident and very ready to go. Hello, world. Pit bulls cutting through the middle of the map. Up to tripods. Sells off that refinery. A bunch of pit bulls show up, but of course there is a... Dang, that harvester took almost no damage from this many pit bulls showing up to attack one harvester. You'd think that harvester would definitely be dead, but in this case, no, the harvester is not dead at all. And, he sets up on the high ground, and the tripod, you know, chases away all of those pit bulls. Onto the high ground goes Bike Rush. So both of these players contending for this field on the right, the field on the left, completely free. Green Zero may actually, he could send, I don't know, 3 or 4 harvesters and long-distance mine that field. MCB taking some pretty big damage from these pit bulls. The mortar's definitely helping out in this case. Always nice if you're going lots of pit bulls to go for those mortars as well. Gives them an extra little bit of punch, a little bit of extra firepower. And, you know, can clear out some buildings pretty darn quickly with them. Clears out the portal. Second portal already down, and goodbye portal. Pit bulls are going to get on out of there. Their numbers pretty severely weakened. Rifleman running through that tib field. Bop, bop. He's got tungsten shells as well. Oh, he's finally going to get that harvester. He finally did it. He got that harvester. He's going to be happy about that. I assume railguns are on the way. He's gotten everything else from that tier 3. There we go. Railguns just finished up as we were looking over at that. And Green Zero has a decent chance in this. Like, especially with taking this third field, he's played this one out much more, with much more of an advantage than the other couple of games. But he's got this third field under his control. He has to be really careful with this rift generator because it'll probably shred his army. I don't know what super weapons are like in 1.03, but I mean, old rift generator, it'll shred some mammoth tanks. So even if it only, you know, did like half damage to a bunch of these mammoth tanks, and then the tripods just rocked up and finished the rest of them off, like that would be enough of an advantage for Bike Rush to probably take this game. But Green Zero staying active with the pit bulls in the middle of the map. Couple of Predator tanks over here. They're going to get some nice shots off. They kill themselves a Seeker tank. They're going to get overwhelmed, though, and these harvesters need to get out of dodge. Otherwise, they are not going to be around in this world for very much longer. Ooh, pit bulls coming through the middle of Bike Rush's base, forcing some sell-off of some tech structures, forcing some tripods to deal with them. Predator tanks are now dead. Mammoth tanks on the right side of the map going to be moving in. This is a good section of mammoth tanks, and we got 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. So there's a real opportunity for Green Zero to potentially do something. I think these descents will be dealt with. He may need to draft an extra watchtower or 2 to really deal with those descents. That's just a rifleman squad heading through a Tiberium field. And yeah, Bike Rush actually doesn't want to fight on the front lines. He's pulled all of his tripods back. There's going to be the stasis chamber locking down all of those, and it looks like the Descents did get dealt with. Locking down 5 of those Mammoth tanks, literally cutting the numbers slightly more than in half. Only 4 Mammoth tanks remain, and this... Well, EMP is actually going to lock down a bunch of those tripods, and then he's forced to phase them, so this is going to kind of even out. Great use of support powers by both of these players, and I really thought Green Zero was going to just lose all of those Mammoth tanks, but since he was able to fire back with the Shockwave Artillery, forcing Bike Rush to phase this many tripods, they're actually, you know, kind of equaled up. He's going to try and EMP as soon as this phase wears off. He's going to try and EMP all of these Mammoth tanks, and that might be enough to seal the deal. Hammerheads running overhead, violently flying around, trying to find stuff to shoot, and my gosh, those tripods got eviscerated quite quickly. The Mammoth tanks took a huge amount of damage, and a couple of them extremely low on health, but it looks like Green Zero is going to be able to push through, and Green Zero takes the game off of Bike Rush owns. That one, yeah. Okay, so economy much closer in this game than we've seen in some of those other games. Green Zero literally keeping pace with Bike Rush 1-to-1 almost exactly, and then pulling ahead in the last, what, minute or two? 3 minutes, yeah. Last 2 or 3 minutes of that game pulls ahead in the economy. Well played by Green Zero. Just like solid, straightforward play, keeping his head on, keeping it cool, making sure that he's doing the right things, but I mean, that doesn't mean a whole lot. I can't think of specifics, but it just felt like Green Zero stayed focused. He didn't take a bunch of damage or get behind from kind of early game shenanigans from Bike Rush. He just stayed focused and played solid. And then focusing on that defense, getting to the third field, since Bike Rush also went for that third field, but Green Zero got there first, like that's what really sealed the deal there. Yeah. Mammoth tanks are pretty good, man. Mammoth tanks. Yeah, someone said Bike Rush is taking the piss. He was a little bit, right, with the Rift Generator. Like, he spent the cash on the Rift Generator because he thought he was so far ahead that he wasn't going to have to spend that money on an army to win the game. And there is a little bit of, like, you know, the hubris of Bike Rush being his downfall, perhaps, underestimating his opponent. But, like, Green Zero just played it pretty calm. He didn't try anything crazy or fancy. And, I mean, in the end, he was just able to keep stuff alive and eventually get up a bunch of Mammoth tanks. We are heading to Tournament Galaxy. Yeah, unable to split around the stasis, or unable to avoid the stasis, I should say. But the fire back with the Shockwave Artillery was what saved that engagement, because if that engagement goes differently, Green Zero loses that game, no contest. That is the red screen in the top right-hand corner. This is Bike Rush owns. In the bottom left-hand corner is the green GDI. It's Green Zero. Greeny, greeny, green. Orange Zest is the other name that he goes by. I think I called him that in a cast once. That's the entirety of that. And that's his new nickname. For no particular reason. Some people don't like this map. I'm totally fine with this map. Like, do I want every map to be virtually flat and almost featureless in terms of, you know, like breakup or like structures to capture? Like, there's not a lot going on this map. I don't want every map to be this, but I don't mind having a tournament arena and a tournament galaxy every once in a while. Like, having big, flat, open maps with a pretty close and easy to secure second and third base. I like that. Little variety in the map pool. They don't all need to be like rugged, mountainous terrain kind of maps. Or like really dramatic, stormy lighting. So, I get that some people don't like this. It is not the most aesthetically pleasing map. It is not the most technically amazing map to design. But like, it's a totally fine map. Totally solid. Descents get chased away. Green Zero on top of it this time. I've been kind of sleeping on the chat. If anyone said anything interesting, sorry that I missed it. But, Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess Green Zero lost a couple of harvesters in that game, but Bike Rush was also sneaking that blue tib. I guess it all came out in the wash. It all kind of equalized out. Alright, I was just checking up on chat. Now we're back to the game. Standard openings. 5 harvesters, 2 refineries. Quick to the expand. Directly into the refinery. No nerve center, no lightning spike, no dev tanks, no early... Well, I mean, he did an early attack with descents. But, oh, did I say GDI earlier? I think I said GDI. It's Steel Talons. Steely Talons. Late on the refinery. Oh, we went command post. Sneaky boy. And...
Unit under attack. Unit
Bike
lost.
Rush is going to have no idea, yeah. He hasn't seen that area of the map. Okay, so this is great from Green Zero. He's got himself out a sneaky command post, and he's going into AP ammo. I assume he's going to follow this up with something. Now, the thing to keep in mind is Green Zero is now pretty far behind eco-wise. He's 2 refineries in terms of timing. He's 2 refineries behind Bike Rush on this expansion, but also 4 harvesters on that field for Bike Rush. So I don't know what Green Zero has up his sleeve. Oh, he's following it up with a refinery. So is this literally just for AP ammo? What else is he getting with the command post? Oh, he went rig. Oh, rig rush. Okay. I missed the rig. That's why. Are rigs as good in 1.03 as they were in 1.02 plus? And I don't know that they were even particularly good in 1.02 plus, but Masterly figured out a way to make them work. Lightning spike and a photon cannon, plus all of these seeker tanks, going to make relatively quick work of this rig. But the Wolverines are doing a great job of cutting through this Skrin army. I think gun damage on just watchtowers, or was gun damage across the board nerfed against Skrin? I'm not 100% sure. Wolverines get chased away, so the attack has totally been routed. Green Zero did minimal damage, if any. I would say that he, like, forced a big unit response out of Bike Rush owns, but because Bike Rush was already sitting on 2 refineries, 4 harvesters, he didn't really force a unit response out of Bike Rush. Like, Bike Rush got tier 3 behind that. Bike Rush already had a solid economy. He was already transitioning into unit production. Maybe Bike Rush would have preferred to not build as many Seeker tanks or Gunwalkers, but at the end of the day, he didn't force out that much stuff from Bike Rush, and units are useful, so... Bike Rush is kind of creeping his way down to a 3rd field. There's the scan from Green Zero. He does actually see right on the edge of the tier 3.
Unit under attack. Unit under attack.
That was weird that those refineries weren't showing up in the vision for some reason. But Bike Rush sends these units across the map, and ordinarily I would say that was like a failure of an attack. But those units were mostly built as a response to Green Zero's attack. And then the follow-up is a rift generator. Again, the follow-up is more eco for Bike Rush. So, again, Bike Rush is playing very confident. He's playing very sure of himself, but it did not work out in the last game. So will it work out in this game? We'll find out together, boys and girls. We'll find out together. If you're a professional e-gamer, let me know if you think it'll work out for Green Zero. Leave your best e-gaming result predictions in the comments, and we'll see if you are correct. Could sell off one of those refineries. There's a transition to the 3rd base. Again, it's a little bit later than Bike Rushes. What are these Seeker tanks doing up here? This is a nonsense attack. He's trying to be sneaky, but it ended up getting caught. Green Zero figured it out. Shard Seekers. Sheikers? I don't know, that sounds almost close to being like a slur or something. Sheikers? Hopefully that's not actually something. Watchtower gets sliced through. Oh my gosh, these Shard Seekers are actually going to do a bunch of damage. And by a bunch, they're going to get at least one Harvester kill. Oh! Oh no! No, Green Zero, this is falling apart. This is going disastrously. He loses 2 Harvesters. Is that the biggest of deals? No. No, not at all. Ooh, he does not have railguns. Does he have any chance in this engagement at all? I mean, the Storm Riders are here, so he'll be able to... He'll die eventually, but... Yikes. That was not a good engagement. Oof. Hey! Here we go, boys. 4 Shard Seekers versus 1 Pitbull. These are the attacks from these 2 players here. Oh, man. Hey, Railguns! Did he attack, like, 20 seconds before Railguns finished? That seems very poorly conceived. That attack doesn't... Am I missing something? That attack didn't seem like a good idea in any way. 1 more Harvester going down. So I think technically Green Zero could still recover in this game. It's feeling a lot further apart than that last game was. That last game felt decently close. But this game doesn't really feel close. Maybe I'm missing something, but it doesn't feel like these are equal. Really weird tripod spread from Bike Rush. He's got like 5 tripods in the north. He's got a couple in the middle of the map, and then he's got this other train of attacking units down here heading to the bottom left. But I guess he's turned everything around. My gosh, this is so many tripods. How many mammoth tanks does Green Zero have? Does he still just have the 3? I think he's just strapped for cash. He's just low on funds. Yeah. Green Zero stealing, or Bike Rush stealing more blue Tiberium from the middle of the map. Is he wormholing? That's a warp sphere in there. That's what that wormhole is. But is he about to wormhole? Like when you see someone congregating 1,000,000 tripods in their base. Hey, tier 3 might go down, but it's after there's 1,000,000 tripods out, and force field generators has already been purchased, and the rift generator has already been built. Storm Riders rolling into Green Zero's base, descents running around the map. A couple of AA batteries getting dropped, it looks like, as they get deployed, they get constructed, and then that little GDI guy was like hopping around with the screen units. The anti-air batteries get deployed, and then they get sold off as the threat diminishes. Engineer in the south. Not an MCV cell. He's literally going to recap that tip spike, so he constructed an engineer from it. Bike Rush. Oh, that's what the engineer a couple of minutes ago. There we go. Where are they heading now? Here we go. All right, Green Zero, how in the world is he going to deal with this? I assume all of these mammoth tanks are about to get stasised. Shockwave artillery is firing off, but he hops back in. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's an amazing move. Can he get back out? Oh, if he could go back through. Oh, it just evaporates there. He escapes. That was so funny. He just leaves all of those shockwave artillery shells to explode on the ground. He's like, I'm out of here. And he just, like, he kills, I don't know if he killed a harvester, but he killed a refiner, at least 1, maybe 2. And then he just got out of Dodge. He just looped right out of there. He was like, I'll see you another day. All right, so shockwave artillery has been wasted, and Bike Rush still has his stasis shield, so I don't know where he's going to drop this rift generator, but I assume it's going to be directly on top of these mammoth tanks. All right, how much damage do rift generators do to mammoth tanks? The answer, all of it. And then he actually sells off the rift generator after that, so he didn't even bother keeping it around. He'd rather have the extra cash. And then, Rifleman in that bunker. Yep. So there you go. He even bothers to stasis those 2 mammoth tanks in the Wolverine. It's not even close. You don't need to stasis that. That made me laugh when I did that. Is Bike Rush saying he was laughing at his own moves? He's like, oh, I'm just going to hop right into this wormhole to avoid that shockwave artillery. If so, that's kind of funny. Like, he's just gaming at home, and he's just like, that's such a funny move. Yikes, okay. Ooh. Where did Green Zero get so far behind economy-wise? Let's see. Yeah, it's 30,000 credits, 32,000 credits. No, that's not. That's average income per minute. That's 3,500, 3,200? Yeah, 3,200 credits per minute difference between these two players, and then 39,000 roughly between them. Yeah, dang, that spike from Bike Rush. Ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, the Rift Generator wasn't even necessary. Bike Rush flexing a little bit, just like going for a little dunk, but not necessary, and, you know, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, we're on Tournament Odyssey. So I know there was a random tournament played recently, but like all of these games, it seems like people have been choosing their factions. I don't think I've seen a single random tag, and it's been like, you know, Bike Rush has consistently been playing Scrin. Green Zero has consistently been playing GDI or Steel Talons. So is this just everybody chose their factions from the beginning, or what was the setup here? I don't know why they were doing it this way. Well, that's interesting. Is he going directly for the cap of the defensive tower? That'd kind of be interesting. I would also love it if he captured this expansion point. That would be great. In the bottom left-hand corner is the orange zesty GDI. This is Green Zero. In the top right-hand corner is the red Scrin. It's Bike Rush owns. Yeah, so he's going for the defensive turret immediately, like right out of the gate. Green Zero, no scouting squads on the south. No, he does have one. It's way the heck down here. He's snuck all the way down that southern ramp. And then he's going to cut into the middle, so he had no chance of grabbing that engineer. But it doesn't look like Green Zero also went triple engineer, so... And Green Zero's normal expansion path will lead him to this turret, so that's lovely that Bike Rush grabbed that one, although I think at this point Green Zero is aware of that. We'll have to see if anything else develops from that. Looking pretty standard so far. Like, everything's feeling pretty easy peasy. There's the pack up from Green Zero, the pack up from Bike Rush, so... Yeah. Nice, easy, gentlemanly game. No aggressive tactics, no rushing, which is so mean. People rush. Although in that last series, Lamas tried a couple of rushes and that didn't work out, so I guess the mean thing for Lamas was to rush, but he was being mean against himself because they went so poorly. Four harvesters, 2 refineries, 5th harvester over here already transferred over. 5 harvesters, 2 refineries. He went for the portal late. So Bike Rush, you know, of course he opened portal. He gets the 3 engineers, I think maybe a couple of buzzer squads. He super delays his refinery. Maybe not super delays. He delays his refinery a little bit by constructing the additional portal back at home. The harvester immediately off the line. Too bad he didn't power down that refinery and keep the harvester from spawning in there. But bye-bye harvester. 2 descent squads can't stop this many pit bulls. Great move by Green Zero. Let's see if Bike Rush gets more or less or the same. Almost certainly he will get the same unless he doesn't commit to this attack. He is going to have to commit pretty heavy to get this harvester if he wants to actually go for the kill. Oh, Green Zero turns north. I don't... Okay, no, the descents actually didn't catch that harvester. I thought the descents were going to circle around and catch that harvester, so turning north would be literally shortening the distance to the stuff that's going to kill you. But the Seeker Tank and the Gunwalker are the thing that ended up killing that harvester, so it didn't even matter. More descents going to be descending upon these harvesters. It's more! The answer, the same, less, or more. The answer is more, but the answer is also he's going to lose a whole lot more. So in terms of pure dollars and cents, I think Bike Rush lost too much in that engagement, but it almost doesn't matter because killing those 2 harvesters and slowing your opponent's economy down, ooh, and he was going airfield, which means he's already dropped the 1,500 on the command post. He's dropped the 1,000 on the airfield. So that is the cost of almost 2 harvesters right there that he spent instead of rebuilding his harvesters that he spent on that stuff. So, okay, this is a big slowdown to the economy. Not a big slowdown. This is a slowdown to the economy of Green Zero. So we shall see what he is able to make happen out of this. Is it literally nothing? Did he call in bloodhounds or something? Oh no, he's going to orcas. Okay, he just wasn't constructing anything initially. But Okay, so the photon cannon is here for the defense. Bike Rush is going to be able to hold off those pit bulls, I imagine. Oh, a sneaky dev tank. A sneaky, sneaky dev tank. Three orcas. Bike Rush doesn't know about this. Okay. So Bike Rush has this sneaky dev tank, which was spotted pretty early on by Green Zero. The pit bulls all got cleaned up. And Green Zero... There's a lot of APCs. They don't seem to be loaded up with anything. A lot of APCs here, not doing a whole lot, and the orcas are heading out. Okay, so this is the point where Green Zero has an opportunity to even things up. Now, keep in mind on the other side, Bike Rush is attacking, so this is actually going to get really messy. 1, 2. Oh, he phases just in time. He wasted all of those rockets. 3. So he would have gotten 3, and he can't even finish off that second one. I don't think Bike Rush got any harvesters here, so he is ahead in that case, but can he hold off this army? Oh, the pit bulls are still here. They've survived long enough. They're out of range of this photon cannon. No, not quite just yet. Get one more shot. All right, so there's number... Oh, come on. 3. He costs both of the pit bulls for that. Oh, that's rough. And this dev tank snuck his way all the way over here. He's somehow still alive attacking stuff over there. Bike Rush has been pushed back, so Green Zero has held the line. Great move there. He's kept this airfield, so he's actually going to be going potentially up to 8 orcas. There we go. So he gets his 3 harvesters over here. He only trades the two... Did he get the 4th harvester that was very low on health? I thought it was phased when the pit bulls were there initially. Yeah, maybe he got a 4th harvester, or Bike Rush just healed it up a little bit. Orca's spending some rockets on the Gunwalkers. We'll find out if that was a mistake or not in just a moment. No harvesters here, apparently. Did they get run away? No, that's a tip spike over there. Hunting some power plants. Not a bad choice. If you can clean up a couple of power plants, not a bad choice. Oh, does he not have enough rockets to finish that guy off? No, he does have enough. Oh, he gets him. Oh, no. Oh, no! Those orcas! Oh, no, the orcas, they all go down. 2 orcas escaped. How many orcas was that? 6? Yeah, it looks like that was 6. 1 orca survived that. No, maybe it was 2. Yeah, maybe 2 did survive. But he lost another one as the bay closed up. Dang. So that was almost a successful attack from Green Zero. Third base coming up for Bike Rush, but it's already here for Green Zero, and this defensive turret has remained this entire time. So Green Zero is looking okay on the economy front. He doesn't necessarily have a great ground army, but he's looking okay in the oh, no. Bike Rush, you meanie. You meanie. He doesn't have any Harvester over there, so all of his economy is there and there. Well, it's not that this isn't fair, it's that this is almost not fair. Oh, these Orcas, they get all shredded. They did some good damage. They took out one tripod, it looks like. Yeah, only the one. If they would have gotten a little more done, that may have actually been worth it. But trading all of those Orcas for just the one tripod? I don't think so. I assume that seems not good to me. Maybe I'm missing the pro-level strats, but that seems not good to me. Tier 3 up and running, yeah. Yikes. Oh, and low power mode. Splits off 2 gunwalkers and a tripod over here to the left side of the map, and then heads over to the right side of the map with everything else. Tripod gets eliminated? Maybe? Okay. Woo! He got it. He barely got it. He just got it. Oh, that's a rifleman. That's actually not a real attack. I was like, oh, and he's harassing Bike Rush's harvesters, but he actually wasn't. So he got the tripod, which means it's going to take those gunwalkers a very long time. And once again, if you can draw out the defense, Green Zero might be able to turn this situation around. But I don't know that he has the tools in this case to draw it out. Like, he doesn't really have shockwave artillery. If he can use the sonic emitters to soak up damage and draw the attack out that way, then maybe APC's pushing forward. They snipe one tripod. They're getting shredded a little bit here by these gunwalkers. It's not that the gunwalkers do like a particularly good job of dealing with APCs, but there are just so many gunwalkers. 3 gunwalkers die at the last moment there. A 4th one gets eliminated there. And the refinery does go down. He doesn't quite manage to grab the tripod husk. And Green Zero still has control of both of these tib spikes, but Bike Rush might either take them out or go for them himself. Oh, actually, he's doing that exactly right now. Got his engineer heading for that tripod. And Green Zero at this point has to mount some kind of miracle, like, 240-degree defense, where he's going to have to potentially be defending over here all the way to over here. We'll see what he's able to do, but, yeah. Oh, well, Bike Rush could sell off that refinery, send a harvester down there, make sure that he's keeping these fields low. Again, if the defense can be drawn out over a long period of time, we've seen players become more efficient, but I don't know. It's just... Oh, sniping more power plants. Again, always nice. Ooh, trading 2 or 3 orcas for it. Not so nice. Well, that orca will escape. Shuts down the plasma missile battery. Always nice. Potentially a vulnerable power plant over there, or a harvester. I think orcas might be a little tougher. They seem to die less quickly, which is nice. Oh, no! Green Zero has spent so much money on these orcas today, and it is not working out for him. Stasis is the reverse Uno card of CNC Kane's run. You might be right. I think you are right. It does feel a lot like a reverse Uno card. Although in that other game where Green Zero got stasis, but then he shockwave artilleried his opponent, Bike Rush's stuff, and then Bike Rush had to phase to avoid it. That was such a great little exchange of players making the right call one after the other. Dang. Green Zero has enough cash to rebuild those orcas. I don't know if orcas are the right call. So, right, if he goes into mammoth tanks only, then the mammoth tanks get stasis, the tripods surround them, and EMP. So I definitely understand the big commitment to orcas in this game, especially as a response to the last couple of games. By the way, 4 tib spikes on the field for Bike Rush. That's crazy money. That's too much money. No one needs that much money. But at the same time, he's got such a paltry ground army, and Green Zero has been spending so much cash on orcas, and they're not always working out for him. Like, he needs a way to deal with the ground army of Bike Rush, and the normal way would be Marv, Mammoth Tanks, Juggernauts. That was a little bit better of a hit and run. This is much better control of this hit and run. But no, never mind. The Gunwalkers catch up. The Orcas all get shredded. And this entire army has nowhere left to run. The MCV is caught. The Sonic Emitter is going to get out some fantastic damage, but only for like maybe 1 or 2 blasts. And then it is gone. Everything is destroyed, surrounded, and eliminated. Green Zero is knocking on death's door. And there is virtually nothing that can be done at this point. So, yeah, what is the... You have to force 2 engagements. As GDI, you can't have 1 engagement. Or you have to be... Oh, no, what is he doing? Is he... Oh, he's just engineering. Okay. Green Zero has been defeated. So you have to force, what, 2 or 3 engagements as GDI? Because you have to force them to burn stasis. You can't win if they don't burn stasis. So you burn stasis, but then you need your army to survive them utilizing stasis. And, like, Bike Rush isn't necessarily going to use stasis just for no reason. Wow, Green Zero was actually ahead in economy by a good margin for most of that game. I guess that's where all that Orca money came from. But then at the very, very end of it, Bike Rush passes him by just a couple of dollars. So yeah, you have to force out like 2 engagements, and then... I don't know, it's just like, you gotta draw it out. Because the stasis and the tripods are too good. Like that combination of descents, gunwalkers, tripods, it's such a well-balanced meal, and the EMP on the tripods plus their reduced price tag, it makes them such a compelling army. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and probably wrap things up right here. My wife has been calling, and I'm going to go ahead and mute, and then maybe we'll check out another game, or we will not, and we'll just wrap up the stream right there. All right, gamer boys and girls, that is going to do it for this stream, for these games. We have been watching some fun 1.03 replays, and Master Dalk's 60 FPS interpolation recipe has been working very well overall. Thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed these games and this stream. Thank you all very much for watching, and this is Sybert, signing out.